on Thundercloud, here in the Seahorse Medicine Cafe at the Australian Poetry Hall of Fame on Chillin Tuesday, this 27th of February 2024. Well, what have we got for you tonight? A bit of rhymed humour and verse. I'm getting ready for a performance at the Hillgrove Hotel. We may even have a surprise visit from Sky as well tonight. I'm not too sure. She might be reading some Molly McNutt later, or reciting it even better because she's been rehearsing for a week. Okay, and like me, I have too. What's happening here at the Australian Poetry Hall of Fame? Well, the 27th of February, in exactly 1 month, the 27th of March, the Gwen Ashton show is here. Yeah, that's right. One of the best blues players in Australia, if not the world, is coming to Gora. So don't miss out on tickets. Get them now on the website. I'll put the link in under here later on, probably tomorrow when I get around to it. All right, let's get on to some poetry first. All right, one of the ones that I'll be doing this weekend is The Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wave, all mimsy were the borogoves, and the gnome rats outgabe. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jubjub bird, and shun the frumious bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand. Long time Maxome foe he sought. So rested he by the tum-tum tree and stood a while in thought. And as in uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffling through the tulgey wood and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumphing back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. Oh, fabulous day, Callooh, Calais, he chortled with his joy. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the gnome wraths outgabe. Yeah, classic by Lewis Carroll. And Lewis Carroll lived from 1832 to 1898. All right, well, I'll move on to something Australian now. Banjo, Paterson's getting close to footy season. Whichever code you play, whether it's AFL or football, soccer, where you don't touch it with your hands, or rugby league, rugby union, any of those things, touch football, even American football, there's many footballs. Well, this one's called Fur and Feathers by Banjo Paterson. The Emus formed a football team up Walgett Way. Their dark brown sweaters were a dream, but kangaroos would sit and scream to watch them play. Now, Butterfingers, they would call, and such like names. The emus couldn't hold the ball. They had no hands. But hands aren't all in football games. A match against the kangaroos they played one day. The kangaroos were forced to choose some wallabies and wallaroos that played in grey. The rules that in the West prevail would shock the town For when a kangaroo set sail, an emu jumped upon his tail and fetched him down. A whistler duck, as referee, was not admired. He whistled so incessantly that teams rebelled, and up a tree he soon retired. The old marsupial captain said, "It's do or die!" So down the ground like fire he fled, and leaped above an emu's head and scored a try. Then shouting, "Keep it on the toes!" the emus came. Fierce as the flooded Bogan flows, they laid their foemen out in rows and saved the game. On native pear and darling pea they dined that night, but one man was an absentee, the whistler duck, their referee. He'd taken flight. Yeah, Fur and Feathers by Banjo Paterson. All right, now I'm reading out of the Book of Australian Popular Rhymed Verse, published by ABC Books, edited by Jim Haynes. Bunyip and the Whistling Kettle. This is by John Manifold, who, let me see, lived from 1915 to 1985, I think, from memory, but I will check that on up for you. The Bunyip and the Whistling Kettle. I knew a most superior camper whose methods were absurdly wrong. He did not live on tea and damper, but took a little stove along, and every place he came to settle, he spread with gadgets, saving toil. He even had a whistling kettle to warn him it was on the boil. Beneath the waratahs and wattles, Baronia and Coolabah, he scattered paper, cans and bottles, and parked his nasty little car. He camped his sacrilegious stranger. The moon was at the full that week, once in a spot that teemed with danger beside a bunyip-haunted creek. He spread his junk, but did not plunder, hoping to stay the weekend long. He watched the bloodshot sun go under across the silent Billabong. He ate canned food without demurring. He put the kettle on for tea. He did not see the water stirring, for out beside a sunken tree. Then, for the day had made him swelter, and night was hot and tense to spring, he donned a bathing suit in shelter and left the firelight's friendly ring. He felt the water kiss and tingle. His head, he heard the silence, none too soon. A ripple broke against the shingle, and dark with blood it met the moon. Abandoned in the hush, the kettle, screaming as it guessed its master plight, and loud it screamed the lifeless metal, far into the malicious night. Yeah, dark, isn't it? Poor fellow got eaten by a bunyip. Here we go. This one's by Jim Haynes. Success. At the tender age of 3, success is not staining your pants with pee. Pretty soon that trauma ends. By 10, success is having friends. By 17, life's a mess. Without a license, That's success. No prize for guessing what comes next at 20. Success is having sex. 30 to 50, your life isn't funny. We all know success means money. By 60, life is less complex, and success is having sex. You're a big success at 75 if you still have a license and can drive. By 80, some of the bullshit ends. You're a success if you have friends. At 85, believe you me, success is not staining your pants with pee. Here we go. This one is a Yobbo poem. Of course, it's not politically correct, but it doesn't matter. Yobbo poem, because it's funny. Anon. Of course I love you, darling. You're a real top-notch bird. When I say you're gorgeous, I mean every single word. So, your bum is on the big side. I don't mind a bit of flab. It just means that when I'm ready, well, there's something there to grab. So your belly isn't flat. I tell you, I don't care. As long as when I cuddle you, my arms still fit around there. No, Sheila, who's the age you are, those nice, firm, perky breasts, they just gave in to gravity. I know you did your best. I always tell the truth, dear. I'd never tell you lies. I think it's very sexy to have dimples in your thighs. I swear upon me mother's grave, the moment that we met, I knew you were as good as I was ever going to get. No matter what you look like, I'll always love you, dear. Now, quiet while the footy's on. And fetch another beer. Yobbo poem by Anonymous. An anonymous writer. The next one I've got for you here is, this is Jackie Howe by, again, another anonymous writer. Now, Jackie Howe was a famous shearer in Australian times, so you'll find a bit about what he did and how he did it. When it comes to shearing, lots of tales are spun, some boasting is in earnest, and some of it is in fun, but the record that's unbeaten, 321, it never will be beaten, it simply can't be done. It was made on Allen's Downs, a central Queensland run, by Jackie Howe from Warwick, the best under the sun. October 10th in 92, that's when the deed was done, and Jackie used the blades that day, and that's why he's number one. And that would have been 1892 that it was, because in 1992 they had electric shears. Rightio, we're moving right along. And getting over to the next one. Oh gosh, here we are. It's another one by Anonymous. Shearing on the Speewah. I had a relation on Sheewah Station. He told me what he'd seen there. I won't deny it, sounds a lie. But then I've never been there. But I did hear it takes a year to ride across the station. It's quite a ride, because it's as wide as a European nation. The shearing shed, my relation said, was mostly made of stone. It stretched a week along the creek. Its length was never known. Each catching pen for the shearing men was large beyond all reason. He lost a pup once penning up and found its bones next season. The boss, of course, had to ride a horse up and down the board, and when he passed, The Rouseys laughed and cheered with one accord, for well they knew that cheeky crew, he wouldn't be back for days. They could laugh and play all through the day, or just sit back and laze. It took a drought to make the shed cut out. There were so many sheep there. 1,000,000 rams, twice as many lambs as the musterers had to keep there. This yarn is tall, no doubt at all, but the place is pretty rough. So if you go, you ought to know. Those blokes are really tough. Shearing on the Spewer by Anon. Here we go. Another one by Anonymous. I'm doing lots by Anon tonight. The Dogs Meeting. The dogs once held a meeting. They came from near and far. Some came by aeroplane and others came by car. But before they were allowed inside the meeting hall, each had to take his ass off and hang it on the wall. And hardly were they seated, each mother, son and sire, when a dirty little yellow dog began to holler, "Fire!" Then out they ran in panic. They didn't stop to look. Each dog just grabbed an arsehole from off the nearest hook. Because they got them all mixed up, it makes them very sore to have to wear an arsehole that they've never worn before. Sometimes it's unbearable, and if you look around, you'll see dogs try to make it fit by rubbing on the ground. And that's the reason why you see when walking down the street, a dog will stop and swap a smell with every dog they meet. And that is why a dog will leave a nice big juicy bone to sniff another arsehole he hopes to find his own. All right. This one's by W.T. Gooch, and also known as the Colonel. And this is Daly's Dog Wattle. "You can talk about your sheepdogs," said the man from Allen's Creek, "but I know a dog that simply knocked him bandy. Do whatever you would show him, you'd hardly need to speak. Owned by Daly. Drove a cove from Jack and Andy. He was talking on in the parlour, and me and Daly, quiet like, when a blowfly starts a buzzing round the ceiling. Up gets Daly, and he says to me, 'You wait a minute, Mike, and I'll show you what a dog he is at healing.' Well, he shows the dog the bottle, and he points up to the fly, and he shuts the door and says to him, 'Now, Wattle.' And in less than 15 seconds flat, spare me days, it ain't a lie, that there dog had got that insect in the bottle. Oh my gosh. Golly, wow. Daly's Dog Wattle. Yeah. All right, I've got another one here for you, up the back. This is one by Cole Wilson, also known as Blue the Shearer, and he passed away in 2017, I think. This is called The Addict. It's a bit rude, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I've sworn a couple of times, anyway. The bloke in the surgery says, "Doctor, I'm in pain. I broke me. Who's this? What's it? Can you straighten it again?" "Let's take a look," the doctor says. "My God, that does look sore. I've never seen a fella with a broken one before. You can tell me how you did it while I fix this plaster cast." "Okay, Doc, I'll tell you. Just straighten out me mast. It's all because me wife of mine This wife of mine is one-armed bandit mad. She plays the pokies day and night. She's really got it bad. In the early hours this morning I woke and I thought, hello, she's got me by the gear shift and she's moving to and fro. But she's dreaming, playing pokies, gripping hard enough to choke it. For half an hour she kept it up, and in the end she broke it. Half an hour, a dog says. It must have hurt like hell. She might have thought to let you go if you'd have thought to yell. I couldn't, said the bloke. The pain was murder in me loins. And anyway, me mouth was filled with 50 10-cent coins. Yeah, okay. Sounds nasty to me. All right. Well, I got one more bet left in here, actually. And it's another one by Cole Wilson, Blue the Shearer, and it's called The Thong. Let's talk about the icons that are worshipped by us Aussies. The Cobra hats, the Opera House, meat pies, speedos, cozies. Some would say our icon is that famous waltzing song. I reckon that it's something else. I reckon it's the thong. I've thought 1,000 thoughts of thongs and think the thong is more an Aussie icon than the swagman's billabong. Just as real men don't eat quiche, the dinkum Aussie male will wear his dinkum Aussie thong come rain or sleet or hail. You can keep your Nikes and Reeboks, it's the thong that should be put with an Aussie pride and dignity on every Aussie foot. I'm going to start a business like Bond, I can't go wrong. I'll market it throughout the world as blues, design a thong. A thong for all occasions. It sounds just common sense to make a tough all-purpose thong to wear to all events. Simple, sturdy, comfortable, me blues designer thong will let the foot breathe evenly and dissipate the pong. It's good for killing blowflies on the barbecue stove, and it's great for crushing garlic. Just belt it on the clove and wipe the garlic-laden thong on chicken, beef or pork. Inhale the pure aroma of that garlic when you walk. A thong for early evening to wear with hipster tights. I can see the jingle in my mind as though it were in lights. Just a thought at twilight when the tights are low, with a string of diamantes twined artistically round each toe. A thong to wear to worship, I'd call it even thong. The strap is very holy and the sole so very strong. A thong to wear to football, to cricket or the shops, to shearing sheds, to factories, steel-capped thongs for cops. I'd move away from footwear, create my new design for chocolate-coated thong to give my Valentine. And way into the future when the years have moved along, she will show her grandkids her love's old sweet thong. And when we go Republican, we're looking for a song to celebrate our icon. Let's hear it for the thong. Forget waltzing Matilda, advance Australia Fair. A brand new anthem will be wafting through the air. God save our gracious thong, keep our feet safe and strong and free from pong. Wear them instead of shoes to pubs and barbecues. Health, happiness to all of yous. God save our thong. That's Blue the Shearer, Cole Wilson. Yeah. All right, well, that's it for me here tonight at Chillin Tuesday at the Australian Poetry Hall of Fame. you've heard a selection of different poetry, and I'll probably be back, not next week because the Armidale Poets will be on, but I will be back the week after for Chillin Tuesday with some more Henry Lawson for you to continue on our journey through Henry Lawson's life and poetry. I think I'm up to 1897, 1898. So have a good night. Don't forget to click on like underneath and subscribe, and share this video with your friends because everybody deserves to learn Australian poetry. I'm Thundercloud, washing away the garbage, living rainbows after rains. I'll see you later. Boom. And no, Spy didn't get a go.